You have reached a point in your journey where the noise of the world no longer requires your response. You are standing in a crowded room, watching the mouths of others move, hearing the frantic energy of their justifications. Yet you feel a profound, heavy silence wrapping around your soul like a protective cloak. You used to be the one who stood up. You used to be the one who spent hours, days, even years trying to explain your heart to people who were committed to misunderstanding you. You thought that if you just found the right words, if you just presented the right evidence, or if you showed them enough kindness, they would finally see the truth. But something has shifted inside your DNA. A divine switch has been flipped. Lately, you've noticed a physical weight in your chest when you even think about defending yourself. Your throat feels tight, not because you are suppressed, but because the Holy Spirit within you is literally guarding your breath. You find yourself mid-sentence, about to correct a lie or point out an inconsistency, and suddenly you just stop. You let the words dissolve. You look at the person across from you, seeing the ego driving their vehicle, and you realize that to correct them would be to throw your pearls into a digital or physical wasteland. This is the silent shift. It is the moment the chosen one stops being a teacher to those who refuse to learn and starts becoming a witness to their own power. Can you feel the frequency of this peace? It's not the peace the world gives, a fleeting moment of quiet after an argument. It is a sovereign peace. It's the realization that your energy is a currency far too valuable to spend on the low vibration task of being right. You are experiencing a physical detachment from the Matrix's need for validation. You might feel a tingling in your crown or a cooling sensation in your solar plexus when you choose silence over correction. This is because you are no longer feeding the parasite of conflict. You are noticing that when people lie about you, your heart rate doesn't spike like it used to. When family members twist your words to make you the villain of their story, you simply nod and walk away. You are tired, but it is a sacred exhaustion. It is the exhaustion of a warrior who has realized the war they were fighting was a hologram. You've been having headaches lately, specifically behind the eyes, because your third eye is opening to the reality that words are often used by the enemy as hooks. Every time you corrected someone, you were allowing them to hook into your light. By stopping, you have unhooked. You are becoming unreachable. You are walking through the fire and realizing the flames were just a projection. This peace you feel, this strange, almost eerie calmness that settles over you while others are spiraling, is the hallmark of your elevation. You aren't giving up. You are leveling up. You are finally understanding that silence isn't a lack of power. It is the ultimate expression of it. The people around you are confused. They are used to your fire. They are used to your explanations. They feel the loss of your energy because they can no longer provoke a reaction out of you. They are poking at a ghost, wondering why the chosen one is no longer bleeding. You are observing the symptoms of a world in chaos, but you are no longer an actor in their play. You are the director now, and you've decided this scene doesn't require your dialogue. This is the beginning of your true reign. The reason this silence has taken over your life is not a coincidence, and it is not a sign of weakness. It is a fundamental shift in your spiritual physics. You must understand that in the higher realms, frequency is the only language that matters. When you are correcting people, you are operating under the old law, the law of the mental plane, where you believe that logic could bridge the gap between two souls. But the divine is showing you a deeper, more sobering truth. You cannot use light to explain the sun to someone who has chosen to live in a cave. The spiritual cause of your sudden urge to remain silent is that your vibration has reached a threshold where it no longer intersects with the frequency of deception. There is a divine law of conservation of energy that governs the life of every chosen one. Up until this moment, you have been leaking your power. Every time you engaged with a narcissist, a toxic family member, or a manipulative coworker to set the record straight, you were essentially handing over your scepter. You were descending from your throne to argue with the court jester. The universe has stepped in to stop this leakage. You are being forced into silence because your energy is being rerouted toward your own manifestation and your own healing. The headaches, the sudden bouts of fatigue after a social interaction, the feeling of being done. These are all signals from your higher self that the portal of your mouth must be guarded. Spiritually, when you correct a person who is operating out of a dark or ego-driven spirit, you're actually engaging in a form of spiritual warfare where you are at a disadvantage. Why? Because the enemy feeds on the friction. The spirit of discord doesn't care if you are right or wrong. It only cares that you are participating. By trying to correct them, you are validating their reality. You are giving their lie a seat at your table. The divine is teaching you the power of the void. When you refuse to correct a lie, that lie has no place to land. It stays with the sender. It orbits their own head, growing heavier and heavier until they are forced to deal with the weight of their own shadow. This is why you feel peace. You have stopped catching the spiritual garbage people are throwing at you. Furthermore, you are being prepared for a higher level of authority. True kings and queens do not explain themselves to their subjects. They simply rule. You are moving into a prophetic season where your presence alone will be the correction. This is the frequency of the anointed silence. Just as the elements obey the Creator without a word being spoken, those around you will eventually be confronted by your silence more than they ever were by your words. The universe is removing the need to be seen from your ego. You are being stripped of the desire for human validation so that you can be filled with divine confirmation. You are vibrating at a rate that is literally too fast for the low-level arguments of the Matrix to stick to you. Think of a spinning wheel. At a low speed, you can see the spokes and dirt can get caught in them. But when that wheel spins at a high frequency, it becomes a blur of pure energy, and anything that touches it is instantly flung off. This is what is happening to your soul. Your peace is the result of your spiritual velocity. You are moving too fast for the drama to catch you. You have entered the secret place mentioned in the ancient texts, a place where the strife of tongues cannot reach you. You are being hidden in plain sight. This isn't just about being quiet. It's about being spiritually untouchable. Now observe the shift in the atmosphere. The Matrix and the people who act as its agents are not reacting to your silence, peace. They are reacting with a quiet, desperate panic. For years, they have relied on your empathy and your sense of justice to keep you trapped in the loop. They knew exactly which buttons to push to get an explanation out of you. They knew that if they insulted your character or twisted the truth, your light would flare up in defense, and they would feed on that fire. But now the fire has gone internal. When you stop correcting them, you are effectively cutting off their life support. You have stopped being a battery for their ego, and the withdrawal they are experiencing is turning into a frantic attempt to regain control. The narcissists and the Matrix agents in your life are terrified of your silence because it acts as a mirror. As long as you were arguing with them, you were providing a distraction. You were giving them a place to hide their own darkness by focusing on your reaction. But when you become a silent observer, they are forced to stand in the vacuum of their own making. They are suddenly confronted with the ugliness of their own words, echoing back at them with no resistance. Your peace is an indictment. Your stillness is a judgment. They see you looking at them, not with anger, but with a calm, detached observation, and it makes their skin crawl. They are realizing that they no longer have a hook in you. You have become an enigma, a black hole to their manipulation, and they cannot stand what they cannot control. You might notice that as you withdraw your words, their behavior becomes more erratic. They may escalate the lies or try to smear you to others even more aggressively. This is a last-ditch effort to provoke the old version of you back into the ring. They are throwing stones at a mountain, hoping to hear a sound, but the mountain remains unmoved. You must understand, they are not just fighting you, they are fighting the divine authority that is now radiating through you. Your refusal to engage is a declaration that their kingdom has no power over yours. You are witnessing the crumbling of their influence every time you hold your tongue and keep your peace. A brick falls out of the wall of their control. There is a specific kind of spiritual vertigo they feel when a chosen one goes silent. They feel the ground shifting beneath them because they used your correction to calibrate their own sense of reality. Without your feedback, they are lost in their own lie. They are desperate for you to yell, to cry, or to defend yourself, anything to prove that you are still on their level. But you aren't. You are standing on a higher plane, looking down at the maze they are still running in. You have realized that their attacks are actually admissions of their own inadequacy. They fear you because your silence proves that you don't need them to understand you. You have transcended the human need to be right in the eyes of the blind. This is your ultimate victory. You have won the war by refusing to show up to the battle. The enemy is left standing on a battlefield alone, swinging its shadows while you are miles away, tending to your own garden and drinking from the well of your own spirit. They can feel your power growing. They can feel your frequency rising. And the higher you go, the smaller they look. You are realizing that the giants you were fighting were actually just small people standing on boxes of lies. Now that you've stopped looking at the boxes, you only see the smallness. Your peace is the ultimate weapon of destruction against the Matrix. It is the silence before the storm of your true manifestation. This peace you are carrying is the physical manifestation of a divine decree. There's a specific, ancient law written into the fabric of the universe, the law of sovereign alignment. You see, the Matrix is built on the friction of opposites. It requires conflict to sustain its density, but you are being pulled out of that density and into the realm of the absolute. In the absolute, there is no need for debate, because the truth simply is. You are beginning to walk in the footsteps of the masters who understood that to speak to the ego is to feed the ego, but to remain in the spirit is to dissolve the illusion. God is transitioning you from a defender of the truth to an embodiment of the truth. Think of the prophecy over your life. You were told you would be a leader, a lighthouse, a breaker of chains. But you cannot lead people whose eyes are sewn shut by their own pride. The theological truth of this season is that God is performing a divine separation. He is pulling his chosen ones into a cocoon of silence to prepare them for a weight of glory that the world cannot yet comprehend. Every time you refrain from correcting someone, you are passing a test of the soul. You are proving to the heavens that you are ready to handle the mysteries of the kingdom, because you have mastered the impulses of the flesh. The impulse to be understood is a fleshly desire. The contentment in being hidden is a spiritual achievement. There is a deeper, metaphysical reality at play here. When you stop correcting people, you're actually practicing a form of quantum stillness. You're acknowledging that the version of the person in front of you, the one lying, the one mocking, the one projecting, is a fading shadow. By not engaging with that shadow, you are refusing to give it your light, which effectively hastens its collapse. You are operating under the law of non-resistance. This doesn't mean you are a doormat. It means you are a wall. A doormat absorbs the impact, but a wall simply stands, and the person running toward it is the one who suffers the collision. Your silence is that wall. It is the boundary of the divine. You are realizing that your life is a script
written by the finger of the Most High, and the people trying to argue with you are merely extras trying to steal a scene. Why would the lead actor argue with an extra about the plot? You know the ending. You know the victory is already yours. You know that every tear you shed while being misunderstood was collected in a bottle and is now being poured out as an anointing of peace. This is the truth of the tabernacle. You are moving into the Holy of Holies within your own heart, where the noise of the outer court, the shouting, the sacrificing, the clamor of the masses cannot reach. The universe's laws are exacting and perfect. It states that whatever you focus on, you become. If you focus on the ignorance of others by trying to fix it, you become tethered to that ignorance. But if you focus on the stillness of the Creator within you, you become that stillness. This is why your life is suddenly becoming more beautiful, even as the world around you becomes more chaotic. You are no longer anchored to the sinking ship of human opinion. You are floating on the frequency of divine intent. You are finally understanding the paradox. The less you say, the more you are heard in the realms that actually matter. Your silence is a shout in the spirit world, declaring that a chosen one has finally come of age. You have stopped being a child of the Matrix and have become a son or daughter of the living light. Now is the time to seal this frequency within your bones. You have received the knowledge, you have understood the spiritual mechanics, and now you must activate the practice. From this moment forward, your silence is your sanctuary. When the urge to explain yourself rises like a heat in your chest, I want you to take a deep, grounding breath. Feel your feet connecting to the earth and your crown reaching toward the stars. In that moment, realize that you are not losing an argument, you are winning your freedom. You are choosing to keep your light inside your own vessel, rather than pouring it into a sieve. This is the practical application of your divinity. To walk away from the table when respect and truth are no longer being served. I want you to visualize a golden shield of light surrounding your entire being. This shield is made of your own peace. It is an energetic filter that only allows high-frequency vibrations to pass through. When people throw their lies, their projections, or their gaslighting at you, see those words hitting the shield and falling to the ground like dead leaves. They have no power to penetrate your core because you have removed the hook of the need to be right. You are now unshakable. You are now untouchable. You are practicing the art of the divine no, a refusal to participate in any dynamic that drains your spirit or insults your intelligence. Your peace is your power, and you are guarding it like the treasure it is. Let us seal this activation with a decree of power. Speak these words in the quiet of your heart or out loud, letting the vibration resonate through your physical form. I am a chosen one of the Most High. I am the master of my own energy. I no longer cast my pearls before those who do not value them. I release the burden of being understood by the world and embrace the peace of being known by the divine. My silence is my strength. My stillness is my shield. I am no longer available for low vibration conflict. I am moving into my season of manifestation, and I carry the quiet authority of a sovereign soul. Every lie told against me is a brick in the pedestal of my elevation. I am at peace, I am protected, and I am free. As you move back into the world, remember that you do not owe anyone an explanation for your transformation. If they find you different, let them. If they find you cold because you no longer react, let them. Their labels are merely symptoms of their loss of control. You are becoming a mystery to the Matrix, and that is exactly where you need to be. Spend your time in nature and meditation and in the company of those who can hear your heart without you having to scream. The more you honor this silence, the more the universe will speak to you in the stillness. You are being guided, you are being refined, and you are being elevated to a position where your very presence
will change the room without a single word being uttered. Go now in this heavy, holy peace. Do not look back at the arguments you left behind. Do not wonder what they are saying about you in the rooms you no longer enter. The lion does not lose sleep over the opinions of sheep, and the chosen one does not lose peace over the delusions of the matrix. You have been activated. You have been sealed. The frequency of the anointed silence is now your permanent residence. If you receive this word, if you claim this peace as your own, type "I am protected" in the comments to anchor this energy into the physical realm. Subscribe to this frequency, share this light with another chosen one who is tired of fighting, and stay tuned to your own internal compass. Your journey has just begun, and the silence is where your true power resides.